Hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. Today we are back in Neshaminy State Park at Sarobia Garden. Of course, my favorite place in the world, you all know that. But we're here so that I can give you an update on what's going on in here. Now, since the last time I was here, which it's been about 2 weeks, we've had some blooming going on, which is awesome. I can't wait for you guys to see that. The flowers in there, I mean, so much better than last year, and they're going to keep getting better every year. Also, there's been another bench put in, so I want you guys to check that out too. So let's get in there and check this out. All right, so this time, just to change things up, I figured I'd go in the entrance over here by the bamboo. It's a little tight to get in here right now. This bamboo is a bit bushy. But look at this. You can see already all the blooms here. I love seeing this. So we have the reflecting pool here. They have this one flower here. Let me get around the other side because there's a better looking one there. This reddish purple flower. If you can see it through, there we go. It just grows low to the ground and the flowers stick up. Today they're a little droopy, but it is pretty hot and humid out. Everything else in here is looking great. The coreopsis on either side. We have the bleeding hearts. Here, we'll get an aerial shot there. There you go. Well, not an aerial shot, but you know what I mean. So we have the bleeding hearts, and they go all along, and you can tell it's the same types of leaves here. And we got the ferns in the back. So these are all new, so of course they're going to be small. We have, whoa, I stepped down and almost fell. We have the different types of plants here over by the entrance where you know who is. We've got some on the other side. I've shown these before. Some are hostas, some are not. There's some on the outside too, on the other side of the wall. See if I can get around here. You can kind of see it. But of course, the main attraction is the cold frame here. Or you can call it a raised bed, whichever you prefer. Not everything is blooming. But I'm surprised to see these right here, these roundish leaves. Those are Nasturtiums, and I would be really surprised if they were from last year, because as far as I know, Nasturtiums are like a one and done kind of thing, like an annual. So maybe it's possible that some of the seeds that it dropped, maybe it finally took, I don't know. We have all different kinds of things going on. We got cone flowers, we got bee bombs. Now they've been blooming, but they lose their petals and then they come back. So you know, in the next week or so, all of this is going to start really taking off, and you could see. And there's Lou with the announcements over at the pool. You could see that some of it is really blooming, the phlox and stuff. This is a new plant this year. The Columbine back there looks like they trimmed off the seed pods, which is about the time to do that anyway. We got the cone flowers starting to stand up straight, which I love seeing because they were drooping a little. Phlox in back there starting to bloom. Black-eyed Susan here has not started to bloom quite yet, but you can see a little flower right there and some on the top. The pink phlox back there, the cone flowers. I forget what this is. More cone flowers. Coreopsis, the red cardinal flower back there, all of these are red cardinal flowers, so it really spread out, and that's a good thing. Sorry if this is like if the video is like going all over the place, but you know, when I reach out with my gimbal, it tends to have a life of its own, as I've mentioned before. The phlox here and next to it back there. Here's another one of the same plant that was off to the right that I said is new. And you'll see what they're going to look like because the next plant is starting to bloom. Some more cone flowers down here. And here is that same plant, I believe. So you could see this one is starting to bloom. Somehow that got a little cut or bent or something. I don't know. Black-eyed Susan behind that, and then one right next to it. Now what worries me about this Black-eyed Susan here is Rudbeckia, is if you look at the leaves down here, you can see that it almost looks like it has some kind of sickness, if you will. So hopefully the volunteers know what they're doing with this and that they can try to correct this. I don't know, maybe it's just something as simple as cutting off the affected leaves. I don't know. More cone flowers back there, standing really tall. We got the bee bombs here and here. This one obviously has no petals left on it, but they will come back. More plants all around. I don't know what every one of them is. I'm being attacked by bugs on my legs. But yeah, I mean, this is, just think about this. Think about 2 years ago. This was nothing but dirt and weeds. And that's it. You could go back and see the early videos before we started doing anything. Even in the video where I said, you know, my plans for the garden or whatever. I think that's what it was called. And you get a good look at this, the way it looked at one point. And then there's when we put the plants in. And they were looking great when we first put them in, and then they went through some of them went through problems with deer and stuff like that. And then of course we got this little deer fencing going, and that solved the problem. No more deers, no more groundhogs. And we have over here in the pond, of course, was filled with rocks. The water is still underneath, but we have whatever these plants were that they put here. Again, I don't remember what they're called, but they're doing really good. The ornamental grass, there's 3 of them, 2 there, 1 there. We have these plants over here. Wow, what just happened with my voice right there? Over here? I don't remember what these are called, but I think they're the same ones that they put in there last year, and last year they didn't do as well, but this year they seem to be thriving pretty good. Got the bench over there, the one from the last video. And then there's the other bench, right where I said it would be, in the shade. And we'll take a look at that in a minute. We have the Salomon Seal growing in there, all in here. That's doing pretty good. It's not a very showy plant, but still. The ferns that they put in here that they got from in the back of the garden there, my God, look at them. They really, really took off. As well as the other ferns that they planted. There's some on the other side there too. We'll get around to that. Got a little hosta there. The Columbine, if my gimbal, there we go. Sometimes I have to talk to it for it to work right. You got the 2 Columbine plants here, which aren't anywhere near as big as the other one, but it might just be that they're not as happy here as that one is. Same deal, yeah. I can speak, I really can. Same deal with the phlox that's over by the Wisteria. I was talking to a couple of the volunteers yesterday, and the one volunteer said that it just might not be too happy there. So we may have to move that one eventually. We'll figure it all out. And here's the other ferns. They are thriving. They're not big. They haven't grown up a whole lot, but give them time. They will. There's that other bench. And the Wisteria Bush. The phlox that I did show last time, which had a lot of flowers on it, now has 1 flower. Where are you going? Come back here. This, oh my God. Sorry for the earthquake there. So it only has 1 flower on it now. I'm guessing something's eating it, so I don't know. The volunteers may want to think about moving this soon to somewhere else, if it's on their agenda. I mean, if not, no big deal. And of course the Wisteria Bush does have its pods on there. Many pods. And you know, I had to show the hosta mound. This is still blows me away, and the flowers have started, as you can see. There we go. But it still just amazes me to think back to the weed infested mound that this was at one time. And then the volunteers, they were down on their hands and knees pulling out all the weeds, and lo and behold, this happened. These hostas have been here for quite a long time, at least since the 80s, at the very least. I'm not sure if when the Historical Society was based out of here, because they were in the carriage house over there, I believe. That's no longer there. But they may have planted these, or these might still be from when Logan owned the land. The new tree over there, still doing great. Now, obviously, the grass is a little high in here right now, but it doesn't take away from the beauty, really. All it does is just add more bugs around your legs. But I don't know, it'll probably get cut this week, more than likely. I was hoping that we'd be able to get around to it this week, but it's just been a very busy week. The rest of the park needed mowing. The other park, Benjamin Rush State Park, that needed mowing. I was there 2 days this week. One day by myself, one day with another worker. And between those 2 days and then one more partial day, we got the entirety of Benjamin Rush State Park mowed. Just didn't get everything in here. You can even see in that little field back there where the trees are, the new trees that I showed you before, that also needs to be mowed. Last time that was mowed was last week, believe it or not, and I did that. There's even mowing on the hill that goes behind the little building here that we call a tack room. That building. So there's like a hill back there, and it was my first time mowing on a hill that size, and I did okay. A couple of little bald spots here and there, but that happens sometimes with some mowers when you get the wrong angle. I won't bore you with those details, and those of you that ride mowers, you know what I'm talking about. And I guess I'll wrap this one up now. So if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Once you do that, click that notification bell. That way you'll be assured to be notified as soon as I upload new videos. Also, if you could do me a favor, give this video a big thumbs up. You'll find that right underneath the video. It's the little thumb picture. You just click on that. That would help me out greatly. Feel free to leave any comment you'd like. I love reading all the comments, all the supportive comments, all the positive things that people have said to me. It's just fuel that keeps me going to keep this channel going. So please feel free to do all that. And I guess that's about it. So I'm going to get out of here. I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.